Hi, so I just wanted to give a quick progress report on the posture exercises because even though I've only been doing them for about a week, I've actually felt some significant changes already, actually after the first 4 or 5 days. The three shoulder blade exercises where you're in various ways pulling your shoulder blades together behind your back. The first few days, I was really sore in the center of my upper back. However, after a few days, it just sort of disappeared, and now I'm doing them every day, and I really don't feel any soreness at all. The most intense exercise by far is the one where I'm arching my back with the crown of my head against the wall for several minutes. That one is pretty intense, and a lot of tension in the neck in that one, so I've been pretty careful. I didn't want to push it too far, although I'm still doing it. The exercise I most want to talk about, however, is the stick exercise, the same one that I showed in the last video, in which you sort of lock that stick behind your back and you have your elbows at right angles and your fists vertical, and you walk for about 15 minutes at a time, 1 to a couple times a day. About 3 or 4 days into doing this exercise, I was doing it about 15 minutes at a time. And on the last day I did it, meaning the 4th day, I had been going for maybe 30 or 40 minutes straight. I got a bit fanatical about it. And then I stopped doing it, and I took the stick out. And for the first several seconds, when I started walking again, everything preserved. The posture, the shoulders back, walking straight. For several seconds I started walking, and then suddenly everything just went boom. My shoulders went forward, and my body leaned forward, and my head went forward a little bit. And basically the default position that I had been normally walking before I started doing this exercise, or when I'm not doing the exercise. And it was kind of a eureka moment where, oh yes, this can be automatic. This was already starting to imprint itself on my brain or in my muscle memory. So I feel like there's definitely been some benefits already with this exercise. And the really interesting thing for me is that what I've realized is, because it pulls everything slightly back, right? You lock your arms in and your posture becomes straighter. So your body isn't leaning forward as much, or at least my body wasn't leaning forward as much as I'm normally used to doing, and my head wasn't leaning forward as much. And I noticed after doing this for a while is that my head and neck has become much more relaxed. Because essentially, as I was showing in the graphics in the previous video, you can see when you're leaning forward at all, even just a little bit, and your head's leaning forward, you're putting extra leverage on your neck and your head. It's almost like a tree leaning slightly about to go timber. And with this exercise, because it forces you, really pulls everything back, now suddenly my head and neck are just sort of sitting atop my spine rather than sort of leaning forward a little bit. And so I noticed that at the end of the day, usually my neck would be a little sore from, various things, and you feel like you need a massage. And now, no, my neck and my head are a lot more relaxed. The big trade-off is your lower back. So I felt a lot of lower back tension, just right here, right above the waistline. Because what's happening is, now that everything's pulled back, yeah, your neck is more relaxed, your head is more relaxed, but you're using these muscles in the small of your back that you're not normally used to using. At least I wasn't. So I've noticed it's been pretty much consistently sore there, but it's getting better and better. So everything's connected, and the whole body has been readjusting to make these changes as the posture has changed. There is one more exercise I'm actually going to show, sort of a bonus exercise, which I didn't get to in the posture video, and it actually involves, it's a variation off of this exercise from 1889. And it's gonna look pretty silly, which is why I really didn't show it in the first video. And it feels very strange. But again, you have to remember, this is an exercise for physical development. We're actually not supposed to walk this way. Even in the 19th century, no one was saying you should walk this way all the time. It's just an exercise. So how it differs is, well, everything above the waist is the same. The posture stays completely erect, completely straight. And then without transferring any weight, you place one leg as far as you can, the biggest step you can take, pointing your toe, without shifting your weight at all. And then you transfer the weight all the way to that leg, go up on your back toe, or the back ball of your foot, as you need to. And then, once again, without shifting any weight, you take the longest step that you can, pointing your toe, and you transfer that weight. And the thing that is interesting about this exercise is that when we normally walk, there's always some sort of bobbing or swaying in the shoulders, in the body weight, the gait, if you will. I mean, it's almost impossible not to have that. The way that most people try to get around that is by doing sort of a crouching or stealth walk. But of course, you can't have a totally straight posture, erect, aloft carriage if you are doing it that way. So right now, from my left foot all the way to the crown of my head, I can preserve that straight posture. And when I transfer the weight, same thing. The body doesn't actually have to sway or shift at all. It can just keep gliding forward. So it's a very strange way to walk. It feels really odd, and actually you can't do it for very long. At least I found that after just doing it for a few minutes, everything below my knees is extremely sore. But it's very interesting because I think for the posture, you know, I think there's possibly no way that you could walk with a straighter posture than in this exercise. But again, it's to bring those qualities into the rest of your daily life. You're standing and you're walking. It's not so much that you're actually supposed to walk that way naturally. The other awesome thing about the 2-stick exercises in particular is that they require 0 time commitment. I mean, I'm walking to my car, I'm going on a walk to the store, to go run, whatever. I can take the stick, put it behind my back, and start doing the exercise wherever I'm going, and it literally takes no extra time out of my day. So, and I think that might be the only exercise, certainly in the last episode and maybe in this whole series, that actually requires no extra time commitment. So that's pretty cool, and I'm certainly going to be doing this exercise quite a bit. That's all for today. Thank you for watching, and join us next time when we get into 19th century calisthenics and Swedish free gymnastics.